During English lessons, I've been known to make the comparison between learning a language and learning a musical instrument. And in this video, I'd like to go into a bit more detail exactly by what I mean by this. So you don't just pick up an instrument or sit at a piano, pick up a guitar, trumpet, clarinet, saxophone, anything, and just play it. You need to learn how to do it. You need to know how to use your either mouth in case of wind instrument, fingers, to make the sounds that you want to make. And it doesn't just happen overnight. It's a long-term process that needs work. That sounds a bit like language learning to me. And again, in both cases, it's better to do 15 minutes a day than to try and do a 2-hour session on a Sunday afternoon. It's not going to help you in a way that doing 15 minutes a day will. Both require self-discipline and motivation. There are days when you just don't want to play, but you need to sort of kick yourself a bit to make yourself play so that you get into this sort of habit of practicing every day. Then it's part of your routine and it's not a problem after a while. And of course, you need to have sort of variety. You don't just want to spend all the time on the instrument playing scales and arpeggios. That gets old very quick. And similarly with language, you don't just want to keep looking at the same grammar points. You want to mix it up a bit. So with an instrument, you'll do scales and arpeggios, of course you will. But you'll also play some tunes. You'll also play things that are maybe challenging for you. And so it is with English. You'll take a text that's maybe a bit above your level and see if you can do it after all and see how you manage with it. With English, you'll use reading, listening to podcasts, watching films, speaking with native speakers as part of your variety. And of course, mistakes are part of the learning process. So don't worry about mistakes. What I see so often with people, often kids, when they're learning something, an instrument, so they'll have a whole page they can play. And in the middle, there's like 2 bars where there's, I don't know, there's a funny run or a jump or an interval that's weird, something that's difficult. So they'll start at the top left, they'll play all the way through, fine. They'll get to these 2 bars and go, and carry on and say, hey, that was a good practice. And sorry, but that wasn't a practice. If you really want to practice, you go focus on those 2 bars and you play it slowly. You make sure it's fine and you speed it up a bit. Then you add the bars behind it and in front of it so that it links in together. Then you've practiced, then you've improved. And so it is a little bit with English as well. If you're reading something and you come across something you don't understand, don't just carry on, pause, look it up, check from the context, guess what it could mean. Often with practice, you'll be right more times than not. And then really understand what this expression or word or something means, and then carry on reading. And then you'll learn something, then you'll improve. That's very, very similar, I think, to the way people practice in music. And goals, of course, are important. So with a music goal, you might say want to do a music exam, get your, grade 4, 5, 6, whatever. It might also be that you have a concert coming up and you want to give your best performance in that concert. And similarly with language, you might want to do an exam. You might have to give a presentation at work. All sorts of goals you can give yourself to sort of focus your learning on something concrete. And of course, in both cases, this isn't a solo activity. Very rarely do you play music on your own with nobody else around just for you. You normally want to play with other people, whether it's joining a local orchestra or wind band, or you want to form a rock group and tour the world with other people. And similarly with language, it's other people as well. You want to get that communication going, which is really why we have language. I mean, let's be honest. And with the last one, that's where I feel I can come in. So if you're a company who needs employees to have English for work, I'll be happy to come to your premises if it's not too far away, or do everything online if then geography is not an issue. For individual people who want to improve, we have our English Learners Community, which has online courses, again, focused on people who need English for work. Courses that are suitable, forums to talk to other people and myself, and of course, live weekly sessions. Any other similarities between English or language and instruments? I mean, obviously, they both have rhythm, melody, intonation, emphasis. All those kind of things apply equally well to music and language, of course. But any other differences that I missed or experience, anecdotes you want to share with us, please use the comments below, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.